Our God is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above with. Today I will show you how to play Awesome God on the piano, which is one of the most well-known and widely sung worship songs of all time. And we will keep it super simple. We will focus on just the chorus, and I will show you the chords, I will show you how to sing along, and even how to play a beautiful intro and something that you can play at the end. And if you are new here, my name is Melanie. I studied music education, and on this channel everything's about learning the piano with chords. So if that sounds interesting to you, then don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And then I would say, let's get started. Let's first focus on the chorus and how you can accompany the chorus with chords. So first, let's have a look at the right-hand chords, because when you accompany a song like this, you usually play the chords with your right hand. So that's the first thing we need. We start with a C major chord in second inversion. Then we go to G major in root position. After that, we move to D major in the first inversion. And then we play also the E minor chord, also in first inversion. And by the way, if you were wondering what these symbols mean, the heart symbol stands for second inversion, the wave stands for root position, and the light bulb stands for the first inversion. So these symbols are part of my method I teach in my online course Modern Piano 1. And I would say, let's practice that first. We play each chord 2 times. That means C major 2 times, G major 2 times, D major 2 times, and E minor 2 times. Okay? And you can just practice this in a loop. That's the first thing we need, right? So that's very important that you repeat it over and over again. This is the first part of the chorus, right? So 2 times C major, 2 times G major, 2 times D major, and 2 times E minor. That's the first part of the song. Now in the second part, it changes a little bit. We start again with C major in second inversion, then we go to G major in root position, and then we go to A minor root position, then we go to B minor in root position, and then we go to E minor in first inversion. Rhythm-wise, it goes like this. We play the C major twice, the G major twice, then A minor only 1 time, B minor only 1 time, and then E minor twice. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is probably the hardest part, so I would really recommend practicing this until it feels comfortable. Just concentrate on these chords, okay, and you repeat them over and over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is how I would practice things like this. And once you feel like you are getting the chords into your fingers, let's play everything together in context. I will also sing along so you get an idea of how it sounds with vocals, okay? So we are starting. 3, 4. Our God is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Wonderful. Okay, so repeat this over and over again, and only take the next step when you really feel safe with the right hand chords, okay? And if you still struggle with finding chords and especially inversions quickly, then check out the link in the description below. I created a course called Modern Piano 1 where I show you a simple step-by-step system to really get this into your fingers. Because maybe you've heard also explanations like just count 4 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, yeah? But in real playing that doesn't really work. Especially when you have to switch fast, yeah? When you are playing something like this, yeah, then you have no time to count 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? This would take too long, especially when it comes to inversions. Now let's look at the left hand. Usually when I play chords in the right hand, I either play the root note of the chord or the octave or a 1-5-8 power chord. Most of the time I use the 1-5-8 shape as my base for each chord, okay? And I would say, let me show you once how it sounds with both hands together, and then I will explain the left hand in detail. That means in the left hand I played something like 1 and 2 and, okay? I just took the offbeat on the 2 and just played the thumb alone. 1 and 2 and. Now I switch to the next chord. This is the 1-5-8 shape for G major. But we are playing the G major triad here with our right hand, so both hands are getting in the way. And this is what I do here. I just play the root note and the fifth with the pinky and the index finger. And then I have enough space for my right hand. So here I play 3 and 4 and. I just play the offbeat with the index finger. Okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then I go to D major. 1-5-8 shape, okay? 1 and 2 and E minor 1-5-8 shape, and here I count 3 and 4 and back to C major, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in the last measure I just take my middle finger on the A, then I go with the index to the B, and then I have the shape for the E minor 1-5-8, yeah, like this. And I will play this whole chorus for you once. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah, if you want you can also on the 4 and play a last offbeat note like you want. And now we put both hands together, yeah, and sometimes, for example, for the first chord I would just leave out the middle note here from the power chord because this sounds a little bit too much, okay? And when I leave it out and only play the octave, I think this is more beautiful, okay? So I play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so practice this with the hand coordination, and then you have a wonderful accompaniment you can sing along to. So now let's continue with adding the vocals. And what really helps is to count the quarter notes and check exactly which syllable matches which chord. And you can find out these syllables just by speaking the lyrics. A good starting point is that chords usually fall on syllables that we naturally speak out a little bit louder. And what you can do is that you just read the text and find out, okay, where would I say a word louder than the other words, yeah? And I will do some markings for you now, because when we speak it, yeah, we are speaking our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Okay, and there we found out the syllables where we can be really sure, okay, there comes a chord. Yeah, so what's working is when we are just playing a chord at these syllables, it's going to be working. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Okay, so this is the most basic accompaniment you can play to a song, right? And this works all the time when you just find out the syllables that are a little bit louder when we just speak it or when we sing it. But now the thing is that we are playing in our chords a straight quarter rhythm, right? Because we are playing each chord twice, like our God is an awesome God. He reigns, yeah, and so on. That means we have to find out, okay, where are the quarter notes placed? Because the text uses another rhythm, yeah, like the chords. And a good way is that we are just snapping the quarter notes with our fingers, yeah. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Okay, and then we can find the places where we will play the second chord as well. And the next thing what I would do is that I practice this measure for measure. That means let's just begin with this phrase here and have a look, yeah? Our God, then comes the next chord, and then is an awesome God. Okay, so that means on awesome and on God comes the G, and with the C it's a bit more tricky. Our God, then comes nothing, just the chord, is an awesome God. Okay, and together with both hands it's like our God is an awesome God. Yeah, and then I really try to practice this. Yeah, our God is an awesome God. He reigns. Yeah, and then it just goes on and on like this. And yeah, really try to separate this chorus into 4 pieces you practice, yeah, that you are saying, okay, this one would be the next part, then this is the next part, and this is the last part, yeah. And because when you are doing all together, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming, yeah. So that means also that you practice the chord changes for sure, yeah. That you are beginning, our God is an awesome God. Pause and begin. Our God is an awesome God. Yeah, and again, our God is an awesome God. Yeah, and then you take the next part. He reigns from heaven above with. He reigns from heaven above with. He reigns Then you are taking the third part, wisdom, power and love. Again, wisdom, power and love. Yeah, and again and again. And then the last part, our God is an awesome God. And again, our God is an awesome God. Yeah, that you really try to practice. And when you then feel safe, then you put everything together. Yeah? So that's one simple version how you can play it. And of course, you can also make the rhythm more interesting. For example, that you are playing something like this. 1 and 2, thumb, thumb, 3 and 4, index, thumb, yeah? And then next chord is D. 1 and 2, thumb, thumb. 3 and 4, thumb, thumb. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. Yeah, this is a bit more lively, but yeah, there are so many possibilities what you can do. You can also change the chords a little bit, that you just add a little bit more color. Yeah, maybe like this. Yeah, that at the end you can play maybe an A minor 7 or a B minor 7, and then you go to E minor. Yeah, so these are the things you can modify a little bit, that you get a richer sound. But for now we will keep it simple, because I don't want that it's too overwhelming. And by the way, let me know in the comments if you would like to see more tutorials like this in future. And now let me give you a quick idea for the intro. It sounds really nice if you already give a feeling of the song and the melody. So for the intro, we will just tease a little bit the melody, okay? And step number 1 is, let's play the simple power chords in the left hand, and in the right hand just try to play the melody. The melody is really simple, and what I highly recommend here is that you try to figure it out by ear. So just listen and try to find the notes on the piano, and I can tell you this can take a while, and that's totally okay. But learning this is really valuable, because you start to trust your ears more and more, and you don't have to rely on written arrangements all the time. And honestly, it also often sounds much better when it comes naturally out of you, instead of trying to copy every note exactly. We can try this, okay? So the melody starts here on the E. For example, yeah? And now, if you want to make it more beautiful, you can also play an arpeggio in the left hand like this, yeah? And now? Yeah, and this will sound more beautiful. Let me show you this. Yeah, and then you could go into the chorus, that the singing begin. Our God is an awesome God, He reigns, and so on. So this is one possibility, but you can also make it super simple, that you only take the last measure and you just play the 3 chords, like And then everybody knows, okay, now it has to begin. And then you can start with your accompaniment. And so on, yeah? So this is super clear and super easy, yeah? You just pick the last phrase of the melody and the last chords, and you can also play it twice or in a loop, and then everybody knows, okay, now it has to begin. And then this is the safest way to play an intro, okay? Then comes the singing part. And then is the question how to end the song. And what you can do is, yeah, the last line we are singing is, our God is an awesome God. Yeah, and you can just stop on the E minor and everything's fine. But when you want to make it more beautiful, then you can also play, our God is an awesome. And then you can play something like this, God. Yeah, this is a beautiful arpeggio. It just goes like this. Yeah, and I think this is a very nice ending. And for sure, what you also can do is that you just begin to improvise a little bit. Yeah, I just play something for you. So when we are coming here and then we are singing, our God is an awesome God. Yeah, and I just played a little bit around with the chord notes and I added some color to it, yeah. Yeah, you can go on with your improvisation, and I think what's really sounds nice is when we just switch between the E minor and the C major. Try it, yeah? Yeah, for example, so I think this is really beautiful and gives it a nice ending. And how to use these beautiful chord colors and how to improvise in this flowing style, that's something I teach in my Modern Piano 2 course. Yeah, how to play in this emotional improvisation style. And yeah, if that's something you would love to learn, and if it's your dream to sit at the piano and freely improvise in this style, maybe even play beautiful background music in church, then I can really recommend my courses Modern Piano 1 and Modern Piano 2. And even if you are a bit more advanced and come from playing with sheet music, I still recommend starting with the first course. And don't worry, it's not a typical beginner course where you learn all the boring beginner stuff. It's made for piano players who already play a bit but never really learned how to play with chords and how to improvise. And you know, for a long time I thought this was only for super talented people. I could never understand how some people could just sit down at the piano and start playing freely. So if you are looking for exactly that kind of approach, feel free to check out my courses. It might be the missing piece that helps you. You know, I personally had already around 12 or 13 years of piano lessons and still couldn't play a single chord like this because it's simply not taught in traditional lessons, and I was really frustrated and even thought about quitting the piano because I felt like, how is this possible? I've been playing for so long and I still can just sit down and accompany a simple song like this. And that was really painful for me, and it took me a very long time to finally find a system that made sense and made me understand how the whole system of free piano playing works. And that's why it's really important for me to share this method with you, because yes, it's possible, and even if you don't believe it right now, okay? And often the explanations you find online are just too fast and they skip important steps, but there is a way to learn this step by step without feeling overwhelmed, and so feel free to check it out, and I would love to see you there. Okay, take care and bye.